These are absurd ways that people escaped from prison. First, Richard Lee, the man who mailed himself. Every day, he sorted some packages until he managed to assemble a giant one. He packed himself up and used a cardboard straw to breathe. The delivery service took him out without suspecting anything. Next, Stephen Russell, the man who escaped using green markers. After collecting several markers from the prison, he painted the toilet and even his own food. He then lost 20 pounds and pretended to have a terminal illness. The doctors transferred him to a nursing home, from where he walked out calmly. These are athletes who were caught cheating. A rugby player named Nick was the best on his team, but he had to leave the field due to an injury. According to the rules, he could not return, which left the team in a very difficult situation. The only rule for him to come back would be if another player suffered a serious injury, and the team decided to take advantage of that. They gave another player a fake blood capsule, which he burst in his mouth to simulate an injury. This allowed him to leave the field, giving Nick the chance to return as a substitute. The problem is that the cameras showed the two winking at each other, and then they found the used blood capsule. They used a huge cloth on their backs that inflated like a balloon during the samurai era. It turns out that the warriors created a giant bamboo frame that fit on the back of the armor. Then they covered it with a silk cloak that inflated with the wind as they ran. In this way, when an arrow hit the loose cloth, the energy was completely dissipated, helping to protect the generals. A billionaire buried his Ferrari so he could use it in heaven, but it was all part of a genius plan. In 2013, one of Brazil's wealthiest men announced he was holding a funeral for his Ferrari to ensure a comfortable ride in the afterlife. The outrage was instant, with people everywhere condemning the gesture. On the day of the burial, the media gathered to cover the event, but just before the car was lowered, he stopped and asked to the camera, "Why do people condemn me for burying a car, but don't care about burying organs that could save lives?" The stunt was to raise awareness for organ donation. People who ate bizarre things by accident. In the United States, a man named Clarence was eating ice cream when he suddenly saw something strange in the tub. He thought it was some kind of nut, but when he chewed it, he realized it was a human finger. This finger belonged to a guy named Brandon, who had accidentally put his hand in the ice cream machine. In the Philippines, a woman ordered fried chicken. She tried to cut the chicken with all her strength, but couldn't. Then she started to scrape it and realized it wasn't chicken, but a towel.